everybody. Thank you so much for coming today. I'm going to hand over the mic to Elaine. She's going to talk about what the Howl About survey is.
So hopefully in that little breakout session, the networking with our senators, you were kind of able to grasp what Howl About it is, but I'm just going to further elaborate on what it is and why we do it. So the Howl About It survey, we've been doing it as long as I've been an SGA member, and even before that. So basically we do it once a semester to grasp what the students need from us and how we can better serve them on this campus. So we ask a variety of questions. Typically we tend to ask faculty or staff if there's anything they would like us to ask. And then we also try to line up what we are asking with the student government initiatives for the academic year. So this year, 2 of our initiatives are to promote mental and physical well-being for the students, and then also to continue promoting sustainability on campus. So those were some things that we touched on this semester. And then with the results that we get each semester, we take that to Faculty Senate, and then we try to implement change. And then the following semester, we will sometimes ask follow-up questions or kind of play off what we did in the fall. So that's kind of just an overview, and I'm going to give it back to Alyssa, and we'll start the presentation.
Thank you, Alay. So as you guys may know, my name is Alyssa Dubinsky. I am Vice President of Student Government this year, and I am so excited to show you guys our results. So this year, we blew past surveys out of the ballpark. We had 180 total responses. Now on your handouts, it says 185. A few of those were test ones. So the ones that were fully filled out was 180. So this year we did something new. We sent our link out in email to all of the students to get an online perspective. So we had 55 email responses, and 125 were from the QR code from us active tabling in all 4 buildings. So in our survey, we asked the students what their current class type is, if it's online or face-to-face. And so out of our survey results, 61% of our participants were face-to-face, whereas 26 were hybrid and 12 were online. Then we asked them, what do you prefer? And what we found was 69% preferred face-to-face classes, 21% hybrid, and 10% online. And then we moved into the frequency of assignments over break. So we've had lots of students talk to us about their professors assign homework over break. And so we wanted to find out how often this was happening. And so from our results, it looks like it's happening every once in a while, not every single break. It's like a break here and there. So maybe it's by semester. And then we wanted to know how they view this. And so we asked, do you think it's helpful to have homework over break, or do you find it harmful? And the majority of students said it was harmful or very harmful. So we want to make sure that our students are not having assignments over break and they get a time to relax. And then, as Alay mentioned, we wanted to focus on the Center for Health and Promotion. And so we asked students, do you know where it's located? And do you know what services they have? And so here, the red is the services and the brown is the location. And so it's about even of students not knowing their location or services and students who do know where they're located in their services. And then we asked, have you ever been there? Have you used it? And unfortunately, 82% said no. They have not utilized the services we offer on campus from the Center for Health and Promotion. So that is something we want to increase. We want students to know about it. We want them to utilize all of those resources. And then our third initiative that kind of turned into an initiative is the Den. We wanted to make sure students are, their voices are being heard for their concerns for the Den. So we asked students how often they go to the Den, and a majority of the students say a few times a week. I am one of those students. I go, 1 to 5 days a week. And so out of those students, we asked them, what times would you like to go to the Den? And a majority said 11 to 1, and then a large portion said 1 to 3. And currently the den is open till 2, and we have heard lots of concerns of class gets out at 1:45 and we don't have enough time to get over there, get food, and get checked out. So what we've started to work with the den, we've talked to Martina, we're trying to get them more staff, student workers, and we've began our planning of how we can improve the den. The next part that we talked about was other food options at the den. So these were the three that we asked. Dairy-free, vegan, and vegetarian. Majority of students said they want more dairy-free items. And then in our other box, these were the highlights of what students had said. Gluten-free, breakfast food, vegetarian sides, and more vegetarian things in general. Dr. Pepper, strawberry milk, and made-to-order omelets. Now, in your guys' handouts, there's the full, complete list. I just listed the highlights, and so we've been working with Martina and other students to put like feedback QR codes, satisfaction guarantee. So we're in the works right now getting that figured out. And thank you guys so much. That's all that I have up here. We wanted to hit on the ones that are biggest impact that we're worried about. All of the rest of the information is in the handouts. And stay tuned for the spring Howl About It survey. I'm gonna hand it back to Alay.
So now we'll just go ahead and move into Q&A. So I don't know if anybody has any questions or remarks or anything specific about the presentation or suggestions, anything specific at all. Yes.
Have you ever asked anything about the weight room or the fitness center on campus, along with the health aspect of it?
Yeah,
don't
absolutely.
get a whole lot of information, feedback from students in that area. I ask because I manage the weight room, so hearing what students want or hours or other options just would be helpful, I think.
Yeah. So one thing that we did talk about in the beginning of when we were starting to draft all of our questions was athletics, and we were concerned about more so like the equipment, like the lack of equipment that students have voiced concerns about, but we didn't know how to phrase questions about that, because asking them if they've heard about that isn't like, we didn't feel that it was something there was anything we could do about that. But regarding like the weight room, we've never asked anything specific about that. But I think in the spring, we would definitely be open to asking questions about if they utilize the weight room or hours, if they know what services are offered. So I think in the spring, we would be open to doing something like that.
I would love to hear feedback.
Yeah, absolutely. If you want to send an email, we have an SGA email, but also Alyssa's email is right up here. So, and Rebecca can also be emailed and she can CC us too. So, any other questions, comments, suggestions? Yes, Heather Lynn.
So when you get your feedback from these questions, so how do you go about trying to, address these things? So like the Center of Health and Promotion, you're saying that a lot of students don't even know what services they offer or how to go about any of that stuff. So I guess how are you going to go about making sure that students do know about that? Because I can tell you, even as a staff member, I don't know all the options that are open to students. So if I can't even tell students that, so how are you going to get it out there that everybody on campus even knows about this stuff?
Yeah, so one thing that we have started doing is we've been working with Deanna, who is the director of the Center for Health Promotion, and we actually just donated items yesterday to the food pantry. So, and I think she took pictures and she might be posting it. So that's something that is going out there that we are starting collaboration with her. But in regard to the specifics, we're actually working on doing a food drive in the spring, and we're thinking about including promotional items like a booth or flyers or something like that at our SGA Rush event or a different event that we host in the spring. So for us, we're kind of thinking along like the marketing path. getting it out there on like bulletins and through the SGA word, the emails that we send out, and the events that we do. But other than that, that's kind of where we're at right now. But we're hoping that the food drive and then partnering up with Deanna and maybe having like a booth for her at one of our events will help spread the word that way. I mean, do you have any suggestions on how we could improve that?
I don't specifically have any suggestions, but I think sometimes there's like a big loss of communication that like you guys realize this is an issue with the students, so you're going to try to find a way to tell the students. But I feel like there's a lot of faculty and staff that don't even know all these options. So how are we supposed to help tell these students when we don't know? So I feel like there might be a thing of where it needs to get out to faculty and staff as well, so that we're able to help promote that. Because if we don't know about it, we can't promote it.
Yeah, and I know that I'm going to hand the mic to Alyssa because I know that she actually goes to Faculty Senate.
Yeah, so Faculty Senate is coming up next week, I believe, and I'm going to be presenting this data to them and talking about how we want to promote those things. And I know we've had speakers come into Faculty Senate, not that it's my place to say, but if we could invite her in, or if I could help promote that, I mean, I'm more than welcome to help promote that to the faculty and like with staff meetings and everything.
I don't know if there's like a specific staff meeting. Is there like all staff? Because I know that the staff is like divided up. So that's the hard part for us with staff. It's easier for faculty, but staff is hard. Not always, but so. Yeah, we might, I mean, we could send an email or something, or have one-on-one meetings with departments, but we'll definitely think more about how specifically to get that word to staff, because it's easier for us to get it to faculty and students, but the staff route is always a little bit more difficult for us. So, any other questions or comments? Yes.
So, hey everyone, I'm Amanda. I've been teaching psychology for about 10 years now. I do the super fun classes like research methods and stats, so all of this kind of stuff is what I do. And I just want to give you guys a shout out because this is one of the best research-based presentations I've ever seen. Your graphics were clear, you were straight to the point, you picked what everybody would be interested in. It was phenomenal. We're lucky to have you guys as SGA leaders, so thank you very much for doing this and doing it so well. And Rebecca for helping. Because I know I didn't do this.
Well, I want to give a shout out to you, Dr. Gray, for helping us come up with these questions and find all the data and help create the report. You've helped us immensely. Anything else, guys?
Anything else from anyone? Okay, if not, we'll go ahead and close. Thank you so much for attending. We appreciate all of the feedback. If there's anybody that you feel like this should be directed to, feel free to email us, or Alyssa specifically because she has her email on here. We're happy to meet with anybody to further benefit the students with this survey, because that's our whole purpose. While we are students, we are wanting to improve the life of the students on this campus. So anything we can do or you think should be included in the survey, go ahead and send us an email and we'd be happy to meet with you. Other than that, feel free to grab snacks on the way out, because there are snacks out there and they look delicious. I will be grabbing one. So yeah, thank you so much for coming.